What's up, desktopers? Xavier Wills here for Desktop Bodybuilding, and we are back for another video. And we've got the 2023 Classic Physique Olympia Prejudging review. It's Ramon Dino versus Chris Bumstead for the title of Classic Physique Mr. Olympia. And you guys can let me know what you think in the comments. And I will put a poll up as well very shortly on here, asking who you have winning for 2023 Classic Physique Olympia. As my phone goes off, very unprofessional. But let's get into it. So I want to quickly just go through the top two. Well, not too quickly, actually, to be honest. This is the entire lineup. This was the first call out, where we had Michael DeBull on the left, Urs Kalaczynski second on the left, Chris Bumstead there in the middle with Ramon Dino, Terence Ruffin second on the right, and Breon Ansley looking very impressive on the far right there. And let's go through the top two call outs. And we've got Ramon Dino on the left, Chris Bumstead on the right. This is by Moray Photo as well. I believe that Ramon has a slight advantage in these comparison photos, so you need to take it with a little bit of a grain of salt, and it's not the same as being there. But in this photo, you would say probably Ramon Dino. Watching it live, I definitely would have said Chris Bumstead. Now, one thing I want to mention as well is Chris Bumstead's bicep looks dramatically improved. The injury is not there. He's had stem cells on it, and it definitely worked for Chris Bumstead. So there is no issues now with that bicep, as far as we can see, at least anyway. So let me know your thoughts on who wins that front double bicep between Ramon Dino and CBUM Chris Bumstead. Now we're going to move, I believe, into the side chest next. And on the side chest, I thought Ramon looked really good on the side chest, but look at CBUM there. And the reason why I said Ramon wasn't winning the side chest was because the side leg, especially primarily because that side leg, when I was watching it on the stream, I was like, Ramon looks great in this pose, looks stacked on the upper body. There are lines, there is crazy conditioning still, but CBUM has granite hardness, and you can see that on that outer leg. There is extra details that Ramon hasn't got, and I think it's because CBUM has been at it a little bit longer, competing a little bit longer, and his physique has just matured and got hard while still having those classic lines. Ramon has more of the bubbliness to the muscle, but CBUM just has that granite hardness while still being super classic. So let's move on. Let's discuss the next pose in the back double bicep. Who do you guys have? For me, this is where the show is won and lost. Not necessarily where it's won and lost, but this is where I think CBUM pulls ahead further. And that's because from the back, you look at the legs, Ramon has very developed glutes. So he's not losing it on glutes by any means, but you just look how the tie-ins are for Chris Bumstead, how it flows. You see the lines through Chris Bumstead's right tricep there. That is insane. To get those sorts of lines, you guys have to realize that is some crazy work. The actual back part, I prefer the look of Ramon Dino, but the overall pose, Chris is too imposing and dominating. And while it might look close on the live stream, I did have Chris Bumstead reasonably convincingly on that pose. Now we have the ab shot. They're both hitting a vacuum here. Chris Bumstead did hit it crunched as well. I also had Chris Bumstead on this pose, but Ramon, it's still a great pose for Ramon, and he is second best in the world. So taking nothing away from Ramon, and I love the shape of his abs. Like if I was like, someone asking me, who do you want to look like most, or who do you want to just walk around the beach looking like, it is probably Ramon Dino. And that's not because he's smaller or anything like that. He just has those really nice round muscle bellies that look great. But hitting shots on stage, CBUM has that confidence. Ramon is growing in confidence as well, but I still definitely have Chris Bumstead winning that ab shot. So I'm saying Urs wins. He was not in the top two call out, unfortunately, for Urs Kalaczynski. Now we have the favorite classic pose. Ramon also hit a twisting back shot. I think CBUM, this pose on him and CBUM's twisting back shot beats Ramon in both of them. Unfortunately for Ramon, because he looks fantastic. The poses still look fantastic, but Chris Bumstead is just that extra level. And I love Ramon too. He seems like he has such a good, I don't know, demeanor about him. Same as all these top 3-4 guys, or actually a whole bunch of them in the classic physique. And you see some photos here of Chris Bumstead. These photos are by Pro Fitness Photos. The other photos by Moray Photo. There's a whole bunch of guys as well that I've got other shots from. But Chris Bumstead is the definition of classic physique. And I think the more you see of the photos, the more you see of the video and things like that, you realize why Chris Bumstead is your classic physique Mr. Olympia? And for me, it was a runaway. If CBUM wants 10, I was like, no, he can quite easily get beaten, on the road to 10 or 8 or something like that. But I honestly think if he put his mind to it, he probably could win 10. He has said, but he doesn't want 7, 8, or 9 or something like that, he said. So is he going to stop at 5? Is he going to stop at 6? Is he going to want to tie Arnold and win 7? He did say he didn't want to do 7, but anyway. People are making comments on the lighting in the comments as well, and it was a little bit too shadowed in certain spots. The lighting wasn't horrendous, I think, if you were there, but if you're watching on the stream, the lighting wasn't great, I will say, for the expo. I'm not sure what the issue is there, whether they just have the settings slightly wrong or not. I'm not too sure. I still do encourage people to get the pay-per-view because tonight is the big one, and that will be on the main stage, so you should get a little bit better lighting there otherwise. So yeah. Oh, we've got Brian Nasser in the chat. Shout out to Brian Nasser. Super chat always coming through. He's been dropping super chats all weekend. My phone is broke. Just got back online. Awesome coverage, Xavier. Thank you so much, Brian Nasser. Loyal desktopper. Always there, dropping comments, dropping super chats, and supporting the channel. But yeah, for me, CBUM, clear winner. Jeff Robinson photography there. But let's get through a few of these other guys. Mike Summerfield looked really good. Great shape, great structure. And look at the way he hits this. And I might have a shot of Urs as well. Hopefully I do, where he's hitting that same shot. Mike Summerfield looked great. This is Junior. Sorry, I forgot his name literally off the top of my head there while I'm live. I keep on going to call him Bruno because that's the other Brazilian open bodybuilder. This is Alex Cambronero here. He looked really good, as he always does, but he's a Masters Olympia champion, and the fact that he's over 40 and still doing so well in Classic is amazing. Wesley Visses looked really great. He looks like he's going to fall in 7th place here in the Classic lineup. Michael de Bull, it seems like he might be a spot higher, and I always thought that Michael de Bull and Wesley Visses compare well, even though we've got very different physiques. He looked great. He was shredded inside out, deserved his call-outs. And Breon Ansley came with extra size. When he first came out in the front relaxed, I wasn't as impressed. But as he went through his shots, I was like, Breon looks bigger. The front double bicep is imposing. You put that next to Terence Ruffin, it's two very different physiques. And it is very, very hard to judge between Breon Ansley, Terence Ruffin, all those guys battling for that sort of like 4th, 3rd sort of placing in this Classic Physique Olympia lineup. And let me know what you thought of Breon Ansley and his comeback to the stage. This is Urs Kalaczynski. Here, you compare this to Mike Summerfield's version. Mike Summerfield sort of goes out like that, and then he leans his whole body back this way and has this shoulder, his left-hand shoulder, the right hand in the image, much higher, and sort of like uses it like a different pose. Urs balances out the pose and then brings it back, and he contorts his body in a way that makes him look bigger than he actually is. And it's a brilliant technique. I've done that on stage myself in Classic and also in Men's Physique as well. And you can really make yourself look a lot bigger and more impressive, and Urs nails that. And another guy that's great at doing that is Terence Ruffin. For me, for Terence to go to the next level, he just needs to be bigger. And I think he now can get a little bit bigger with that new cap. And I think he said at the Dubai Pro that he was the lightest he's ever been. And he actually said here that he's a lot heavier. So I'd have to see more close up because he has a dark complexion if he is considerably harder or not. But yeah, let me know what you think about Terence. I mean, significantly softer maybe than the Dubai Pro, but he looks shredded. He looks shredded in all these other shots, and a little bit more CBUM for you guys there as well. Looking absolutely phenomenal, posted up by, and with that Wings of Strength thing. But one thing I want to discuss before we wrap this up is Chris Bumstead's bicep. It appears to be fixed. So on the left, we have CBUM. He injured his bicep in the lead up to the 2022 Classic Physique Olympia. And I was concerned that maybe not this arm's injured, but the actual other arm was injured, because all of his training videos, it seemed like all of it was coming from the left-hand side. I guess it's the bigger arm, and it's like, put yourself in that better position, or maybe just by nature, he films or has his stuff filmed from that side of his physique. But you can see the inflammation there last year. He had stem cells, I believe, on this. I don't know if he had put directly into this area where the bicep is, but you can see there on the right-hand side, you can see how much better that bicep looks. It's cut in now. It seems like there's no damage whatsoever. It's probably his best arm now, which is his left arm. And yeah, crazy improvements once again. Was CBUM better than last year? To me, he was a bigger CBUM. You can see there, even in this photo, the chest looks thicker, the lats are popping a little bit more, there's more maturity for physique, it looks harder. And just another step towards, if CBUM wants to step into the open bodybuilding, he definitely can. He didn't sound enthusiastic about it in terms of doing the Olympia on an open level, but I think that he wants to jump into an open show at some stage. Could we see it post Olympia this year? That would be crazy. I really, really hope we do get to see that, because I just think CBUM, I don't know. I think he wants to do that before his career is out, and I think that would be the best move for him. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think CBUM should do the Classic Physique Olympia? Do you think he shouldn't? Let me know all your thoughts on that in the comments. And let me know who you have winning the Classic Physique Olympia. Do you have Chris Bumstead? Do you have Ramon Dino? Would you have had Urs Kalaczynski winning it, or any of these other guys? You can see Michael DeBall on the left looking crazy, Breon on the right, and Terence Ruffin and other guys in there as well. So it's a great Classic Physique Olympia. I will be back tonight for the finals of not only the Classic Physique, but the Open, the Women's Bodybuilding, a whole bunch of categories there. So make sure you stay tuned to Desktop Bodybuilding, because I will be having all the results. I'll have a few screen captures, things like that. And also make sure you purchase the pay-per-view of the 2023 Mr. Olympia to see all the action and find out first who wins the 2023 Classic Physique Olympia, the Open Mr. Olympia. History is going to be made once again, as Bob Ciccarello always says. And yeah, this is going to be a cool battle here between Chris Bumstead and Ramon Dino. Let me know your thoughts in the comments if you're watching live or on replay. I didn't start a poll, but I will do that in my live stream tonight on who you have winning the Classic Physique Olympia, the Open, all that good stuff. But to me, my thoughts are it will go Chris Bumstead. I think in second place we'll have Ramon Dino. By the call-outs, it looks pretty obvious. Then we'll have Urs Kalaczynski. Let me go back to his first photo so I can refresh myself. So I think it's going to go Chris Bumstead, Ramon Dino, Urs Kalaczynski. Then we could see Breon Ansley. I think we're going to see Breon Ansley in fourth place. I'm going to say Terence Ruffin will place fifth, although I don't mind Michael DeBull in that spot as well. I'm saying Terence Ruffin in fifth, Michael DeBull in sixth. In seventh, I'm going to say Wesley Vissers from Vintage Genetics. That wasn't at all close to his accent. What's up, guys? That might be it. I don't know. But anyway, I have him in seventh, and then I can't remember how the other guys were sort of placed in that one, but it's a pretty stacked top 10, safe to say. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. My name is Xavier Wills. This is Desktop Bodybuilding. Tune in. I've got tons more videos on the way. Subscribe, hit the notification bell button, all that good stuff. Xavier Wills, Desktop Bodybuilding. We are